And it's so weird because you know it's yours, that passion and that love of movement and of expression. It's just such an amazing gift. So, you know, why do we lose that? And it's horrible that I would let that voice take control of my value as a dancer, what I had to give. And that value becomes placed on image.
Because we're always looking at ourselves in the mirror, and you know, like, what parts of your body need work, you know, if you're not flexible enough, or, you know, like, what doesn't look good.
It's really a struggle because you're an artist.
How much do you guys think about, like, weight?
Every day.
Like on a daily basis? Like every mealtime?
Well, it just defeats the purpose of the arts. You know, the arts is there so we can express ourselves and get away from all the phoniness and fakeness there is out there. And they're contributing to that, you know, focus on self-image when it becomes about if you're a stick or not.
I hear a lot of girls who are like, boys don't worry about it, and I don't think that's true. Like, I weigh myself compulsively. I try to get my mom to buy me a body fat scale.
Smelling puke by the girls' bathroom. You're like, uh-oh. Like, uh-oh.
Anorexia dancers.
This is fat, and that's okay, you know? These are the cookies I loved to make and eat last night. I like my body, and I love to eat, and I don't want to have to change that around because I don't feel like that affects how I express myself through movement. And I think part of the reason I think like that, though, is because of Sarah.
So my personal experience with anorexia started probably when I was 15 going on 16. I mean, I was skinny to start with, but I wanted to be just perfect. I probably had about a 2-year period where I really just kept getting skinnier and skinnier and got down to about 99 pounds, and there was still something I could lose. It became exciting. It became this, well, tomorrow I could wake up and be 98. And then I could say I weighed 98 pounds. It was sort of a game or a thrill or something I could control. The thing about it now is that it's been years since I've been severely anorexic, but it's been ingrained in my brain for so many years that I almost can't separate myself from it. I can't separate the real me from that image of perfection.
When ballerinas get injured, like, the show must go on. Look pretty, get off stage pretty somehow, do something, keep smiling, don't let the audience know.
Okay, dance to the pain. You're hurting today, too bad. Okay, you have another performance tomorrow.
You have to make it look like you're having a lot of fun and your feet are bleeding and your
like
legs are cramping. And
Okay, so there's all these extreme demands put on you, and you have to focus there. What does the choreographer want of you? What he wants this, and and you really you don't have time anymore to listen to what's going on inside and the more subtle, voices and desires of you as an artist. You have to be this machine. And there, let's say you have tendinitis or you sprained your ankle, you forget about it. Work until you cannot, you can barely move until you're about to pass out. If you complain, oh, this is too much or this is too hard, well, there's someone, waiting right behind you who's gonna come up and work that much harder in your place. I remember I would not want to ever leave the dance studio unless I was so exhausted that I could hardly walk out. If I left the dance studio still with energy, I would be overcome with guilt that I wasn't staying there working more. And the problem with that is that you're human. And that's why most people who are ballet dancers retire when they're 23 or 25 or have metal hips or metal knees, because you're not a machine, you're a human being. You don't realize it when you're in the dance world, but you really can't be a woman and be a ballet dancer. Which seems kind of weird because when you look at a ballerina and you look at her dance, she just expresses femininity. But physically, to really be a ballerina, you don't want to have boobs, you don't have any curves, you want to basically be this more of a male body. Physically and biologically, for years, I was cut off from the womanhood, from being a woman and all these things that it means to be a woman. I stopped getting my period when I started dancing ballet seriously. And I just got used to not having it. I was happy. No boobs, no fuss, no period, no fuss. You know, I never had a love life, obviously, either. You know, I was really cut off from that. I knew I was lonely, but there were more important things to focus on. I always thought that being a woman would be more of a hassle than it is. I never knew that I could feel so good in my body. How good it feels to open up to that natural process. And to not work my body so hard that I wake up every morning and feel like a truck has run over me. To really, you know, cherish my body and really nourish it and really take care of it and allow myself to be fed, literally and figuratively. I feel good in my body having curves. If my boobs grow, I feel good about that because it's really natural. I guess I never realized it was natural. It just seemed like something unnatural to me, but it's so natural, but I just always thought it would be such a burden. It feels like someone came and cut off my leg, that I'm losing that much of a part of myself, not to be in that ballet studio every day. What I need to realize is that that artist inside of me is still there and it's still mine. I haven't lost any of that. And I want to get closer to what I really wanted to do with it. And so right now, I want to find a way to give to other people the gift of dance, but to also nurture them as human beings. There's so much that I have learned about myself through dancing that I want to keep, but I have to figure out what it is. I have to separate it, and I have to nurture what it is that's true to me and push away what's not.
I just know she has a whole lot to give, and I hope she can find a healthy space to express it all in someday. I have to take the stuff that's right and nurture that very carefully day by day and let that grow and find out what, you know, what I'm meant to do with my life. I'm going to move to India for a year with the $200 I have in my bank account.
She's just some stray ballerina that says she didn't do an interview.
Left on the wayside.
Stray.
Yeah, I made a run
Left
for
in
it.
the gutter.
You know, I jumped out one of the windows.
Street.
I jumped out one of the windows on the ballet bus. They haven't seen me since.